How will you come to know that this topic is important or not, or whether you should read for pre-PG exam more rigorously rather than reading this topic? Hmm? So first you have to pass final MBBS exam, yes, and then you will appear for your, nowadays it is called as NEET exam. In our days it was called as pre-PG. It's your duty to let them come in, otherwise whole class will get disturbed. Okay. So how you will come to know whether this topic is important or not? SAM. Today's topic is SAM. Severe acute malnutrition. Whether you will get questions in final MBBS pediatrics exam, or you will get questions in your Viva or clinical case. What is your name? Your name. Yes, your name. Hmm. So somebody has to tell na, how you will come to know that this topic is important or not, whether you should read it or not, or you should go for your NEET exam or Bhatia test series and skip this class. How you will come to know? How you came to know that doing MBBS is important? Why didn't you go for Bachelor of Arts? बैठ जाओ. Anybody can tell how you will come to know that this is important or not? It might not be important also, na? Every topic is not important in MBBS. हाँ, good. एग्जाम में कौन सा प्रिवलेंट है? So how you will come to know that? Number of questions, number of times it has been asked in previous exams, previous final MBBS exams. So anybody knows how many times it has been asked? What is the frequency of its repetition? Nobody knows. So whether you should sleep or go for NEET exam, or should come only for attendance, how you will come to know? It's not important to know that. तुम्हें लगता है ये जानना जरूरी है कि नहीं है? कितने लोग हैं जो भाटिया की वो कर रहे हैं क्लासेस? भाटिया डैम्स, IAMS, DIAMS, I think more than 70% कर रहे होंगे. So what they tell you, previous question papers, isn't it? So same thing is true for final MBBS exam also. Okay. Otherwise your 9th semester will be, you will be dancing on your toes. Okay. Because the syllabus of MBBS is too much. It's more than MD, it's more than DM. Okay. So make it a habit to know the questions that has been asked. Okay. So we will be covering nutrition along with severe acute malnutrition. Okay. See, no need to read anywhere else. Simply you can read GHAI. In GHAI there is a table given for WHO guidelines, and that table includes 10 steps. To summarize those 10 steps. Those 10 steps are important for both the practical and the theoretical exam. This is not so whenever we don't get any case in practical exam that can give findings, that can be given to undergraduate students, there is only a case from severe acute malnutrition. You are free to ask anything, okay? तो घाई पढ़नी है बस, और कहीं से कुछ नहीं. उसमें एक टेबल है, उसमें 10 स्टेप्स हैं, WHO गाइडलाइंस, उनको विद डोजेज रट लेना. ठीक है. So a state of nutrition in which a deficiency or imbalance of energy, protein and other nutrients, all three, okay, causes measurable adverse effects on tissue, body structure and function and clinical outcome. इस definition को रट लेना, ठीक है? अगर किसी के पास पेन ड्राइव हो, please give it to me. I will give you the all these PPTs. Then in your every pediatric case, whether it is hepatosplenomegaly, whether it is SAM, that is severe acute malnutrition, whatever it is, you have to take anthropometry. Okay, anthropometry is basic. So for anthropometry you need to make growth charts, and there is classification on the basis of that growth chart and other things. Different institutes have given their own classifications. So basis of that classification is weight for age. What is weight for age? Weight affected according to age. Okay, so that is considered as parameter of acute malnutrition. Why acute malnutrition? Because weight is affected acutely. If you don't eat properly for 15 days, weight will go down. So that is acute malnutrition. Then wait for age and edema. When symptoms start coming, edema. Why there is edema? I have taken any class before in 7th semester or 6th semester? No? Only IAP quiz I have taken, I think. Then weight for height and height for age. Okay. So all these will be explained in subsequent slides. Then standard deviation scores. You have studied standard deviation in your PSM also. Okay, so this is IAP. IAP is what? Indian Academy of Pediatrics classification. So weight for age. In that weight for age, more than 80% is normal. Okay. So how do we calculate this percentage? We take the actual weight of child. Okay, actual weight of child on measuring scale, on weighing machine, actual weight of child. Okay, that is divided by the expected weight of child at that age. So from where you will get the expected weight of child? From where you will get? So from charts you will get the घाई में दिए हुए हैं. From those IAP charts you will get weight. So that is divided. I think you know all this. इसमें डिटेल में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है. So more than 80%, but the thing is you have to memorize it कि more than 80% and less than 50% और पूरा classification, because that will be asked in your Viva. Whatever case you get, you have to take birth history, anthropometry, immunization history. Likewise, this is the same immunization history. Then this Wellcome Trust classification is given in GHAI but not required. Then WHO classification, many externals can ask about this WHO classification. So moderate malnutrition and severe malnutrition and symmetrical edema. It should not be unilateral edema. Okay, unilateral edema is pathologic of any other disease. What is severe acute malnutrition is systemic. Okay, so it will cause edema bilaterally. So if edema is present, it goes in severe malnutrition. Now it is classified according to weight for height and height for age. Okay, so weight for height is measure of wasting. Why? Weight for height is, yes, acute. Weight for height is acute. Okay, see, height takes time. Okay, to increase height it takes time, but to increase weight it doesn't take time. So height for age is measure of stunting. Okay, and weight for height is, why? Because weight is affected more acutely than height. If somebody is having diarrhea for 15 days, height will not get reduced, but weight will get reduced. So that is wasting. So इसमें आगे रटने का ये समझाने का कुछ नहीं है, अपने आप कर लेना. -3 and -2 standard deviation score, SD score less than -3. ठीक है. So thing to understand is weight for height and height for age. So what is weight for height? Acute or chronic? It is indicator of acute malnutrition. Okay, and height for age is chronic. Then mid arm circumference, it is favorite question of externals. Okay, so mid arm circumference you need to memorize. First thing, see in which arm it is being taken, किसमें ले रहे हैं ये अभी इसमें, which arm. So number one thing is left arm, don't miss it. Okay, these are the points you will not highlight in ghai, but externals will ask. Number one, left arm. Okay, then it should be mid arm. How you will point out mid arm? From olecranon to acromion process, and then you will take mid arm circumference. Why we use this mid arm circumference? It is for multi-purpose healthcare workers. You all have studied this in PSM, isn't it? इस पे चलें आगे. ठीक है. Now ecology of malnutrition, that is conditioning influences socio-economic factors and cultural practices. So no need to go in socio-economic factors. You have studied in which subject? Yes. So you are now in 8th semester. And cultural practices also. Okay. So what we will be discussing, conditioning influences, low birth weight. Okay. When there is low birth weight, usually there is low gain in weight and height later on also. Then infections, diarrhea, respiratory infections, measles, any other infective diseases, and then nutrition तो है ही, ठीक है. Then theories of malnutrition, in this protein deficiency, toxic theory, increased ferritin level, niacin theory. Only thing is to memorize this, enlist these theories. Okay, this will be your NEET question also, might be. Okay, what are the theories behind this? So free radical theory, free oxygen radicals. What is the term you have to remember is only free oxygen radicals. Rest all you can imagine. Okay. How you can imagine? Free radicals are always toxic, whether it is oxygen or nitrogen or superoxide, peroxide. Okay. So no need to go in details. Only remember two words: free oxygen radicals and free radical theory. And second thing, they damage liver cells and give rise to kwashiorkor. Then spectrum of PEM. In this PEM, there is no need to remember this Wellcome classification. However, they are considered under Wellcome classification, Wellcome Trust classification. But thing to remember is underweight. Another term is kwashiorkor, marasmus, marasmic kwashiorkor. Okay. Pay attention on this in your final MBBS. Always there are 50% chances that you get a SEM. So nutritional dwarfism and invisible PEM. Then the two most important things are marasmus and kwashiorkor. Okay, marasmus is what? It occurs because of energy deficiency more or protein energy energy is calories. So don't confuse between kwashiorkor and marasmus. So there will be severe growth retardation, no edema or hair changes, or fatty liver, alert. Patient will be alert but miserable and hungry. So now going in detail, why there is wasting of muscles and subcutaneous fat? Yes, जोर से बोलो. Then severe growth retardation is a sequelae of malnutrition. Then no edema. Why no edema? Or hair changes or fatty liver. Why not fatty liver? And child will be hungry. Why hungry? Energy deficiency. No, energy deficiency तो है ही. साथ में enzymes that are required for digestion of food are enzymes are proteins. Protein is still there, na? So enzymes are still there. So patient will feel hungry. In kwashiorkor, what will happen? Enzymes are not there. Enzymes are made of proteins. So patient will not be hungry also. So this is marasmus. Okay, this is classical picture what we used to read in ghai. in our times, I think 18 years back. So this is, see, can you see child is miserable and you can see ribs. Now coming to Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is cardinal features and associated features. So it is mandatory to remember cardinal features. Cardinal features are edema. Why edema? Now you tell me, fatafat. Psychomotor changes. Why psychomotor changes? What brain uses? Most part of our blood glucose is used by brain. Okay. So now there is a state of persistent hypoglycemia. Okay. So that persistent hypoglycemia will affect brain also. Although it is working, but there will be psychomotor changes. Growth retardation will be there. Why muscle wasting? Because now muscles are also getting converted into energy. Okay. So other associated feature will be moon phase. Why moon phase? See, list you will get in Gahi also, and you can make a fantastic mnemonic, whatever you like, and then you can mug up. What is the point in coming to class is to understand it so that you don't need to rectification. Okay. So associated features is moon phase. Why moon phase? Edema. Hair changes, you have explained. Skin changes. Why? There is concomitant deficiency of zinc also. Okay. So there will be skin changes. Same thing is depigmentation. Anemia will always be there. Hepatomegaly. Why? Fatty liver. Then flaky pain dermatosis is same thing of skin changes. Then cardiac failure. Why? Why? Yes. So why hyperdynamic state will cause hypervolemia? Yes. Why? It will affect cardiac failure. Yes. Very good. तो मेडिसिन अच्छी पढ़ रहे हो इसका मतलब, ठीक है. Dehydration and then vitamin deficiency. Actually, I was DNB medicine before doing MD pediatrics. So I usually ask this. Dehydration and then vitamin deficiencies. Okay. So this is a picture of Kwashiorkor. Okay. In this Kwashiorkor, can you see flaky pain dermatosis? Okay. You might not get this type of patient in our wards. Okay. But they are very common in government medical colleges. Okay. There are separate wards for that and they get funding from WHO. So can you see moon face? Face is not visible, but can you make out that cheeks are swollen? You see edematous, whole arm and forearm is edematous. Then marasmic Kwashiorkor. Okay. So here becomes confusion. What is marasmic Kwashiorkor? It is combination of both the terms. Syndrome seen in marasmic children with severe muscle and fat wasting. Suddenly develop edema due to increased protein deficiency. See, why in medical science we go for residency? Why we go for residency in only medical stream and not in engineering stream and not in any other stream? Why? Can anybody tell? Yes, very good. So that you can come across every stage of the disease that marasmic Kwashiorkor, that is marasmus and Kwashiorkor. Then differences between marasmus and Kwashiorkor. This can be your theory question. Okay. Differences between marasmus and Kwashiorkor. Because by this they can ask both marasmus and Kwashiorkor. So marasmus is usually less than 1 year and Kwashiorkor is 1 to 3 years. There is nothing much now to understand in this. I have explained already. There is no edema. Here there is edema in lower legs or generalized edema. Why lower legs? Because more of the gravity induced. And then there is fluid overload also. Heart goes in congestive cardiac failure and then congestive cardiac failure is becomes difficult for heart to pump blood from lower extremities to whole body. Why there is postural hypotension? Can anybody tell? What is postural hypotension? Okay. Mental change is quiet, irritable, moaning, and apathic. Then appetite is good, and in kwashiorkor appetite is poor. Diarrhea will be present in both. Okay. Why diarrhea will be present? In kwashiorkor enzymes are not present. Yes. And then in marasmus also what happens? Yes, intestine is जो normal commensals हैं intestine के they are not working well. उनकी number of colonies reduce हो जाती हैं, इस कारण it goes to diarrhea. Then differences between continuing hair changes अपने आप कर लेना इसमें. Serum albumin usually normal, it is low urinary urea per gram, creatinine is usually normal, in this is low because kidney function is also going out of its normal functioning capacity. Then essential amino acids, then low and low, anemia and liver biopsy. Liver biopsy is normal or atrophic and it will show fatty changes. Then infection and immunity in PEM. They are interrelated to protein energy malnutrition. Infectious diseases worsens the PEM. When nutrition is low, protein is low, then immunoglobulins are also low. Why immunoglobulins? They are made of protein. So immunity will go low. When immunity will go low, infections will be high. When infections will be high, then again it will cause energy deficiency. So it will become a vicious cycle. Okay. So that's why in management part you will see that we are giving antibiotics also to every PEM patient, irrespective of whether we have the reports or not. So these children may present with episodes of acute infection or recurrent and chronic insidious infection may go undetected. Why undetected? Because inflammation will also not be manifested. How you come to know that you are having malaria or dengue? By fever. That is a response of, that is a manifestation of inflammation. So that also won't be manifested. Intestinal parasitosis, ascariasis, ankylostomiasis, giardiasis are frequent because usually that is low socioeconomic status, no access to hygiene and water. Then humoral IgG, those who are interested can read it, otherwise if you want you can skip it also, it is slight detail. So there are humoral immunity in this. IgG, IgM and secretory IgA are not significantly affected in mild to moderate PEM and hence host responds well to bacterial changes and viral vaccines. Okay. So what is another question for your Viva? They usually ask external, if a patient is in PEM, whether you will, and unvaccinated, whether you will go for vaccine immunization simultaneously or not. You will not go for immunization. Okay, that can infect, that can cause infection. So but it is depressed in PEM with infection. Then cell mediated immunity is impaired in all grades of protein energy malnutrition except grade 1 and severely impaired in grade 2. So now another question most commonly asked is what? Tuberculosis. Okay. It is mandatory to read tuberculosis. Okay. Mandatory to read tuberculosis. So in tuberculosis, in Viva also you will get question, why tuberculin test in marasmus and kwashiorkor negative? Because immune response is not there. So known that tuberculosis will also be will not be manifested. So following dietary treatment, when patient improves, T test may convert to positive tuberculin test. What is the antigen used for tuberculin test? ये क्वेश्चंस लिख लो जो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. What is the antigen used for tuberculin test and what is the antigen used for BCG? BCG you will tell. Okay. Which strain is used for BCG? Yes. And for tuberculin test, that is Montauk's test, it is different. What is it? Purified? आगे, yes. Purified protein derivatives. ठीक है? So both the antigens are different. So now there is another question. लिख लो इन सब questions, but write these questions. Then investigations, blood glucose, peripheral smear, hemoglobin, urine examination, stool examination, chest X-ray, and Montauk's test. Tests that are of little or no value. Now you will ask why we are going for Montauk's test. So we are going in grade 1 malnutrition, okay, not in second, third, and fourth. Tests that are little or no value are serum proteins, electrolytes, and HIV. Then complications. What we are going to treat is severe acute malnutrition along with complications. So what is this? H, hypoglycemia, hypothermia, hypokalemia, hyponatremia, heart failure. Okay. Then infections and dehydration. Now whether you will admit or not the patient is a criteria from WHO, whether it is uncomplicated case or complicated case. Okay. So for uncomplicated, more than 6 months of age, alert, appetite is still there, clinically assessed to be well and living in a conducive home environment. Then if complicated, if it is less than 6 months. So only being less than 6 months becomes a criteria for admission. Then greater than 6 months but not fulfilling the criteria for uncomplicated. Okay. Then institutional care is considered mandatory. Now this is the most important thing, WHO guidelines for inpatient treatment of severely malnourished children. Management is general principles of routine care. The same 10 steps what I told to you are given in Ghai also. They are given in a single page and memorize those 10 steps. Then emergency treatment of shock and severe anemia, treatment of associated condition, and then their criteria for discharge or not to discharge. Okay, so general principles for routine care, स्टेबलाइजेशन फेज एंड रिहेबिलिटेशन फेज. अभी यहाँ पे समझ लो भाई में सब कुछ दिया हुआ है. So these 10 steps are stabilization phase and rehabilitation phase. See here you can see the rehabilitation phase ends at time कितना दिया हुआ है 2 to 6 weeks. अगर किसी लो सोशो इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस पे फैमिली को आप बोलोगे कि 6 weeks के लिए एडमिट करना है हॉस्पिटल में तो होगा क्या? तो इन्होंने 6 weeks का क्यों दिया है? होम केयर शुरू हो जाएगी एंड इन गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल दे गेट इंसेंटिव फॉर गेटिंग एडमिटेड. ओके, पर डे दे गेट इंसेंटिव. So after 1 month they usually they are get activation. Okay, so treat or prevent hypoglycemia. First thing what you will see, hypoglycemia. Okay, or prevent the hypoglycemia. Whenever patient is in protein energy malnutrition, we will consider that patient is having hypoglycemia. Okay, whenever doctors who are posted in peripheral in primary health centers, they might not be having glucometer, or sometimes glucometer is available but batteries are not working. So patient is considered to be in hypoglycemic state, and then blood sugar level, if we have access, we consider it as less than 54 milligram per deciliter. Okay, 3 millimole याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, that is for UK and US terminology. 54 milligram याद रख देना. Assume hypoglycemia when levels cannot be determined and conscious child 50 ml bolus of 10% glucose by nasogastric tube. अब इसके लिए आपको nasogastric tube डालनी आनी चाहिए. कब सीखो? इंटर्न में तो आप आते ही. अपने इंटर्न से पूछना कितना. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि फर्स्ट स्टेप पे ट्रीटमेंट तो अधूरा रह गया, नहीं रह गया, इसलिए इंटर्नशिप बनाई गई. ठीक है, अभी जितने भी इंटर्न आते हैं मीडिया में हम उनसे पूछते हैं कि आपका स्टेप का है तो वो कहते हैं करना है. हाँ, कुछ भी नहीं, एक टेप, मेजरिंग टेप, ग्रोथ चार्ट, कुछ नहीं होता है, ठीक है। तो 50 ml बोलस देना है 10% ग्लूकोज का बाय नेसोगैस्ट्रिक ट्यूब, एंड देन अनकॉन्शियस चाइल्ड है, लेथार्जिक है, कन्वर्जिंग है, तो IV स्टेराइल 10% ग्लूकोज फॉलोड बाय 50 ml ऑफ 10% ग्लूकोज और सुक्रोज बाय NG ट्यूब. So 5 ml per kg is important. Otherwise, patient is in a state of anemia. We are giving fluids. Patient will go in what? तुमने बताया था अभी, congestive heart failure. So this ऐसा नहीं है कि IV कैनुला लगाया और शुरू कर दिया fluid. You have to calculate and give it. So it is 5 ml per kg and then followed by nasogastric tube. Always oral is safer than IV. That's why we switch over to nasogastric tube. Then start 2 hourly feeds day and night. So what will happen in government hospital? Who will feed in night? Then start 2 hourly feeds day and night. Okay. So what is important? Teach the mother. Important thing is teach the mother how to feed and how to make the feed. Treat and prevent hypothermia. If axillary temperature is less than 35 degrees Celsius, take rectal temperature. So rectal temperature is closer to core body temperature. If the rectal temperature is less than 35.5, then rewarm the child. Okay, then kangaroo mother care. You have read about kangaroo mother care? Okay. Then prevent dehydration. Difficult to estimate dehydration using clinical signs alone. Why it becomes difficult to assess clinically the status of dehydration in PEM? So you think you will get it in the year. Do not use IV route for rehydration except in cases of shock. Okay, why? अभी बोला ना, because there is already anemia, and if you give more of the fluid, heart will be going in congestive cardiac failure. Assessment of dehydration in severely malnourished child. So some signs unreliable. Mental state is unreliable. Why unreliable? Already child is in altered mental state. Okay, because of hypoproteinemia. Then mouth, tongue, and tears, they are also unreliable, and skin turgor is not there because of PEM and not because of dehydration. Then diagnosis of dehydration in severely malnourished child. There is history of diarrhea, large volume stool, then increased thirst, recent sunken eyes, and prolonged. How you will come to know about recent sunken eyes? You will ask the mother. Then prolonged CFT, weak absent radial pulse, decreased or absent urine flow. All are signs of dehydration. These are general concepts that are applicable to every branch. Difficult using clinical signs alone. Best to assume that all the watery diarrhea have some dehydration and treat with ORS. Don't give IV fluid. So this is Risomol. Nothing to explain you. अब आते हैं क्या नीट में क्वेश्चन इसमें से Risomol में? तो कंपोजिशन रख लेना. Which of ORS should be used in severe malnutrition, low osmolarity ORS? You all know. Then correct electrolyte imbalance. किसी को पूछना है कुछ? हाँ, मेरास्मस में नहीं होता है मार. मेरास्मस में तो डिहाइड्रेशन है तो वो दिखता है. हाँ, ठीक है. मेरास्मिक क्वाशियोकर और क्वाशियोकर में नहीं दिखता है. ठीक है. एंड देन हाइपोग्लाइसेमिक स्टेट्स में जो हार्ट रेट है वो वैसे ही ब्रेडिकार्डिया हो रहा होता है. ठीक है. तो ब्रेडिकार्डिया विद स्लाइट हाइपोटेंशन because of PEM. Why? Because of PM, because of hypoglycemic state होने लगता है. तो it becomes difficult to assess. हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया में शुरू में टैकीकार्डिया होता है, बस फिर उसके बाद में ब्रेडिकार्डिया होना शुरू होता है. Then treat and prevent infection. Okay. So infection, we will assume infection in every child. Okay. And for that infection, If no complications are present, we will go for cotrimoxazole. And if severely ill, we will go for ampicillin and gentamicin. Ampicillin कौन से ग्रुप की मेडिसिन है? Ampicillin and gentamicin we are going to cover both gram positive and negative. Then if child fails to improve, we go for cefotaxime or ceftriaxone. Then infected child or complications are present, we go. This is with doses. That was without doses. So ampicillin 50 mg per kg per dose, gentamicin 2.6 this is for PG level. Even if you tell the names of antibiotics, it is enough. And then for cefotaxime is for septic shock. If we suspect of meningitis, then cefotaxime. Okay. If dysentery, then ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin usually not given nowadays. What we give now? Cefixime. What is cefixime? कौन सी जनरेशन? थर्ड जनरेशन की चलेगी. Then correct micronutrient deficiencies. So in micronutrient deficiencies, vitamin A orally on day 1. Now this is important thing. What is complication of hypervitaminosis A? Pseudotumor cerebri. So pseudotumor cerebri is very rampant. In government hospitals you can see very commonly pseudotumor cerebri. So multivitamin supplements, folic acid 1 milligram per day, give 5 milligram on day 1. This is as it is. This is mathematical thing. No need to apply your brain why this dose. Okay. Folic acid 1 milligram per day and zinc is 2 milligram per kilogram per day. Why we are giving zinc? Then iron 3 milligram per kilogram per day after first week. Why we skip the first week for iron? Because iron generates free radical and that helps to increase the infection. So, see, first we are starting antibiotics. Their effect starts coming after 48 hours. And then we wait for 3 to 4 days more. Then we start iron. Okay. Then composition of electrolyte, mineral and solution for severely malnourished children. ये घई में दिया हुआ है, पढ़ लेना इसको. इसमें मेरा समझाने का कुछ नहीं. Then start cautious feeding. Now this is F75 and F100. Okay, F75 containing 75 kilocalorie per 100 ml. What is F75? What is meaning of F75? वाइवा में पूछेंगे एक्सटर्नल F75 क्या होता है, लिखा हुआ है ना सामने. और फाइनल एमबीबीएस एग्जाम के थ्योरी के पहले तुम्हें समझ में ही नहीं आएगा कि पूछा क्या जाएगा. इज F100. Memorize these two terms, F75 and F100. Okay. अब एक्सटर्नल के सामने आंसर देना है, नहीं दिया ना तो देख लेना. 130 ml per kilogram per day of fluid. Okay. And 100 milligram per kilogram per day if the child has severe edema. So 100 milligram per kilogram per day is the 100% maintenance fluid. 100% maintenance means when child is not taking orally also. So that is considered as 100% maintenance. We can give 100% maintenance to correct dehydration also. But when there is edema present and we go for 130, it will aggravate the edema. That's why we are going for 100. If child is breastfed, encourage for breastfeeding. Start cautious feeding. You all have already told that patient can go in heart failure. Then monitor during transition for signs of heart failure. How you will monitor? Respirations will increase by 5 or more breaths. Pulse by 25. Okay. And then what other clinical signs? So hepatomegaly, it will be soft hepatomegaly because it is because of fluid overload. And then edema. Edema usually comes late. Pedal edema because of congestive heart failure comes usually late. Then achieve catch-up growth. So there will be return of appetite because now enzymes will be forming, so return of appetite. Then recommended milk based F100 and 100 kilocalorie, and rehabilitation phase weight gain of more than 10 gram per kilogram per day. To change from starter to catch up formula,